Growing up, we played a game called Kick the Can. Maybe you've played it. It's a wild combo of hide and seek, tag, and capture the flag. Though I wasn't good at it, it sure was fun to play. The whole concept of knowing where the can was and working to set all those in jail free, all while running from the person who was it, involved teamwork and strategy. Porn addiction recovery feels similar to me. Hi, I'm Kirsten D. Samuel, Aftershock Recovery Method Coach. Today I'll give you 5 truths about porn that I wish someone had told me when I was younger. Here's truth number 1. Porn is not acceptable, ever. This month is No Porn November, a movement created by fightthenewdrug.org to educate our culture about the significant negative impact porn has on individuals, relationships, marriages, and society. Porn isn't something to be winked at and accepted. Just like that can in the middle of the playing field, the porn elephant in your room must be acknowledged and kicked on down the road. Well, let's look at truth number 2. Porn destroys lives. It fuels sex trafficking, teaches users to objectify others, promotes sexual violence, encourages slavery, divides ethnic groups, and normalizes abuse, just to name a few. Today, in a quick internet search, you can find multiple research articles with staggering statistics about the destruction caused by porn. In short, pornography usage encourages the addict to look at another human being as if they were a thing. The user loses the ability to uphold God's view of humanity, wonderful, unique, special, and of amazing value. Pornography uses traps you in that jail that others are reluctant to unlock. Well, let's look at truth number 3. Porn use won't stop on its own. The addict, your husband maybe, needs help. Finding a sexual addiction counselor for him is critical. If you're not sure where to find one, please reach out to me. I'm happy to provide resources. Truth number 4. Porn doesn't destroy only the user. What I didn't understand about porn addiction was the damage to my heart, mind, and soul upon my husband's revelation. Things my gut had been telling me now made sense, but I had felt unseen, worthless, unlovable. I adopted the identity of being a failure, ugly, and not acceptable. It felt like no one would kick that can far enough away to rescue me. If you can relate, I understand your pain. Truth number 5. Porn says it's okay to be unfaithful, even after he promised to remain faithful to you. I didn't understand why I felt like his porn viewing was an affair until we met with a counselor. That's when I heard that porn viewing is adultery. My gut told me the same thing, but I didn't trust it. Instead, I remained locked in jail, gripping the bars with no hope of reconciliation or healing. I felt like I had nobody on my team. But then I reached out and found the first person who would kick that can of this horrible addiction away long enough to open the door of my jail. This November, fightthenewdrug.org challenges us to change the narrative. We don't have to allow porn normalization in our society, and we certainly don't need to glamorize this underbelly. I agree with their agenda. Raise awareness and educate our culture about porn's harms. Now, if you stuck with me this far, please listen to me. While you may feel shame about his porn addiction, it's not your fault. The truth is, he'd look at porn whether you were in his life or not. In a verylymag.com article, one woman reveals her false belief that to keep her husband sexually interested, she needed to embrace pornography as part of her marriage. I'll put the link below so you can read her whole story, but her story mirrors others that I've heard. Looking for love and connection outside of the two of you eventually destroys the relationship. The shame you feel, and I felt, causes you to step back into the addiction instead of leaning toward a healthy life. You believe if you ignore the addiction and pain, it'll get better on its own. Because porn causes chemical and neurological reactions in the body and the brain, this potent cocktail increases desire for porn. The only way to change that is to deal with the addiction and quit porn completely. With the help of others, you must free yourself from jail and run for your life. Or Maybe like the woman in the article I referenced, you think joining him in viewing porn will enhance your marriage. Well, I have bad news for you. It won't. Eventually, the porn will draw both of you deeper into its depravity and degradation. The demand for more perverse options moves you toward taking porn off the screen and into physical enactment. Thus, you add more chains to your jail door. The truth is, you have intrinsic value because God created you, period. No one else is like you or could replace you. Well, how do I know that? God tells us in Ephesians 2:10, we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things he planned for us long ago. God has good things for you. When your husband looks at porn, he attacks your value and uniqueness. He chooses to waste time with women who will never look him in the eye with appreciation and love like you do. It's a cheap substitute. So don't fall for the lie that you have no value. Kick that can far away and release yourself to be who you are created to be. God delights in you. It's time you delight in yourself. Would you consider joining the movement? Will you link arms with others to kick the can of porn addiction into the deepest ocean? Imagine what your life would be like without your husband's porn addiction. Now, grab a piece of paper or open a new note on your mobile device. Write down everything that you're thinking about and don't edit. Just write until you can't think of anything else. Look at that list. Does it describe your life today? If not, would you consider a new way to live life? I want to show you part of my list. No more secrets. Loved, cherished, laughter, joy, free to be me, no shame or embarrassment. Were any of those on your list? You can heal whether he chooses to leave the porn behind or not. You can take a stand to protect yourself, your marriage, and your family. Porn isn't normal, nor does it need to be part of your marriage. Through teamwork and strategy, you and your husband, if he's willing, can kick the habit of porn addiction. However, you can design your new story, no matter what he chooses, by choosing to work hard to change your normal. What do you say? Let's talk. Hop on over to KirstenDSamuel.com. That's KIRSTEN, D as in Diane, Samuel, SAMUEL.com, and click that blue button. Let's talk.